Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking Love and Marriage Huntsville. You guys know you're here. Today we're talking Sunny Meeks. I know I said I was done until the show came back in regards to discussing her and all the things, but there was one thing I forgot to talk about, and that was both in her apology again, and then the other thing that she did in Carol Morell's live, where she is blaming production as to why she cannot speak on the Moses situation, and it's kind of bothering me. It feels to me like it's a cop-out. And the reason I want to say this is because here's my thing. For weeks, for months, you've been going back and forth on the internet with Destiny, no problem, right? And discussing things, whether or not the show aired, right? Discussing the history of your guys' alleged friendship / work relationship, depending on who of the two of you talk to. And there was no discussion about production this, production that. The only time we heard production was when it got escalated to the point in the back and forth with Destiny that you had said, basically you alluded to, that you got a call or Destiny allegedly made a call to not expose the real reason that LeBaric had divorced Destiny a couple of weeks after their baby was born. That was the only time production was mentioned, but prior to that, you had no problems going back and forth as it pertained to whether it was stuff on or off the show. So I found it interesting that now all of a sudden, all last week, you teased for people to subscribe to your YouTube. You teased all week for people to tune into your live on Saturday. You kept referencing in the comments all of the Instagram lives that you were doing, saying that you were going to address Moses and all things Moses. And this went on for the entire week. The entire week you kept saying you were going to do this. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, it's like, oh, no, we're not allowed. We're not allowed to talk about production. Sorry, that shout out to Big Brother. You're not allowed to talk about production, right? And I just feel like it's a cop-out. I feel like it is a cop-out. Even if, let's say this is going to be on the show, right? Let's say Moses getting arrested is going to be on the show. Let's say it's going to be on one of the final episodes. It's going to be a cliffhanger leading into the reunion. Let's say that whenever they film the reunion, whether it's this week or next week, that Moses being in prison is going to be one of the reunion topics, you guys. Why, like I said in each of my videos about Sunny regarding this, why didn't you just put out a simple statement last Monday, last Tuesday that said, listen, here, said, looky here, right? Looky here, you guys. I am not going to speak on the Moses situation. Moses can defend himself. Moses can speak for himself. Or I cannot speak on the Moses situation at this time. It will be addressed at a later date. But, Sunny, you enjoyed the attention that this was getting. You enjoyed the attention that the news broke that Moses was in prison. You liked the fact, even though it was stressful for you and embarrassing for you, you like the fact that you were the trending topic, that temporarily you overtook Mel and Tel's legal drama being the topic of hand, and overtook as well, other stuff going on, other going-ons with Love and Marriage Huntsville. You were relishing in the spotlight being on you. That's what the real tea of it is. And then you try to, manipulate the fans by saying, hey, please subscribe to my YouTube, please subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Basically saying, hey, I'm not going to tell any business until I get paid for it. I'm not going to tell any business until I get X amount of subscribers. What? No, that's not how this is going to work. Either you get in front of the story, like I said, within that 48-hour window, or it's going to take legs of its own, and it's going to blow up, and it's going to escalate, and by the time we get to Saturday, the people aren't going to care. Now, unfortunately, there were some 800 some odd people who still did care and thought that they were going to get something of substance out of that live, and all they got was a Coke and a smile, you guys. They got bamboozled, they got hoodwinked, they got led astray, and then you tried to have some type of friend or brother of Moses to try to speak on his behalf, but really it was just to reassure you to stay in this with the prisoner, to stay in this, to continue to put money on his books, to stay in this and to continue to accept the payphone calls and all of the things, and it was just a hot mess. And then you got defensive, right? You kept getting defensive because you did not like the response. And part of the backlash was because of the unnecessary, alleging people are going to get trains ran on them, and that people had STDs, and that people didn't know who their babies' daddies were, and that they didn't have fathers in their lives, and that they weren't educated. It was just very random, right? Very random thing to say, and not something that people are just thinking of off the top of their head about their quote-unquote haters, right? That was just completely low vibrational for me and made zero sense. And clearly you do not know the demographic of the Love and Marriage Huntsville audience. The bulk of the audience, number one, the demo is black women primarily, number one. Number two, most of the black women are successful, right? Either, via education or entrepreneurs or what have you. Most of them are, some are parents, some are not, some are married, some are not, or some have a significant other of sorts, and whatever. But the bottom line is that has nothing to do with anything. That has nothing to do with anything on having an opinion on how wild you've been moving and how out of order you've been moving. But my thing is, if you know that Moses has been locked up since August, and people had been doing you a solid and keeping that tea under wraps and not even exposing it on YouTube when they could have back in August, you should have been thanking your lucky stars, and you should have been on the mute challenge and continuing to focusing on your brand, on building, what you want to talk about as far as real estate goes. But then when the story broke, you completely lost it. You completely lost it because you still wanted to be on some my man, and you still wanted to be on some, oh, well, they must want to sleep with Moses. They must want to hook up with Moses. That's the reason that they're going so hard. That's the reason they're so concerned. No, you don't understand, Sunny. We could care less. It is not a flex at this point to say that you are with Moses. And you and Destiny, I don't care how long ago it was, you both look silly fighting over this man because he's not a prize. And the thing of it is, I need Moses. When is Moses going to stand up even when he was free? Even when he had his freedom, he was not standing up because he enjoyed the mess. But here is the thing. If you are going to be with a career criminal, stand on it. Stand on it. But don't gaslight the people, don't insult the people who are not going to be in support of this foolishness. Because there is nothing to celebrate about being with a career criminal as far as I'm concerned. Because clearly he hasn't learned his lesson if, he decided that he could still become a reality star in the midst of all this chaos. No. Right? So that's what I wanted to just speak on, just blaming production all of a sudden. I feel like it's a cop-out because I feel like if it was truly about production and you truly got a call, I feel like that call would have been immediately that Monday or Tuesday. And I feel like it's just a cop-out to say now, right as you did that live Saturday and then mentioning it again on Carmel Rell's live and then mentioning it again in your apology video the other day because you're trying to have a way out, to try to have an excuse. But nonetheless, you could have just said that from the start. But you liked the attention and you wanted to feed into the frenzy, and you knew nobody was going to tune in if you did not mention Moses. So you you still technically have not apologized for lying. That's the thing. You have not apologized for lying. All you apologize for is you're trying to single out some fans that are supposed to be mind readers and think that you were not shading them, even though you were shading everyone. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.